So we have started with the various divisional structures. We have started to talk about the product structures where companies stratify their divisions according to the products. And in the last video, we have talked about the product division structure, where we had some centralized support functions and company had several similar products, and that's why it has chosen a product division structure. Now we are going to talk about the multi-divisional structure. So let's see the definition. This is a structure in which support functions are placed in self-contained divisions. So the support functions are going to place in self-contained divisions, and we can see it right over here. So right now we have 1, 2, 3 divisions and the support functions are placed over here. Now, what is a self-contained division? This is a division that has its own set of support functions and this is going to be very important, and controls its own value creation activities. So it feels like the division is going to be like some sort of independent company itself, and that is the main advantage of a multi-divisional structure. Because really, when you have a division that has its own marketing functions, maybe its own research and development functions, materials management, it is some sort of a company itself, and that is why companies are choosing the multi-divisional structure. Let's say if you were a car producer, car manufacturer, then let's say you are producing refrigerators, and then finally you are producing, let's say, some food. Now you see, you have to create some sort of 3 separate companies out of this because the products are so dissimilar. And actually the dissimilarity of products is the basic prerequisite for choosing multi-divisional structure. But let's continue. Another new thing that has occurred is some sort of a headquarters or a corporate level. This is what we call a corporate level. So far we didn't have this because we had a chief of marketing which was included in the support function, which was previously centralized, but now we have what we call a VP. So these are our vice presidents. And for the sake of simplicity, you can imagine it as being one person. So let's say we have our VP for marketing. Now this VP for marketing is going to communicate with the divisional managers. So here is one divisional manager, here is another divisional manager, and here is another one. And this VP for marketing is also going to communicate with the marketing departments. So let's say if here is some marketing department, then here is as well some marketing department, and here as well, the headquarter guy for the marketing is going to communicate with these 3 small units. So I think now you can kind of imagine in a better way how the communication in a multi-divisional structure company works. The vice presidents are going to be focused on a long-term planning, and then they are going to try to implement and communicate this long-term planning with the support functions and the divisional managers. Now let's talk about the advantages and disadvantages of a multi-divisional structure. So for the advantages, increased organizational effectiveness. Now, this is due to various reasons. You have it thanks to the fact that the support functions are focused only on the particular division. So the marketing guys from this division do not have to care about some refrigerators or foods. And as well, because you have this new level, this corporate level. So these vice presidents are going to really increase the effectiveness of your organization. And they are as well going to increase the control because they are going to communicate with the divisional managers. Now you have a profit loss tracking. That's quite simple. Due to the fact that these divisions are operating as a separate companies, you after each year you can see, was this division in profit or was it in loss? So that's quite simple profit loss tracking. Then you have some internal labor market. If there are employees that are particularly good in some of the divisions, you can try to transfer them to another division or even to the 3rd division. So you have created some sort of internal labor market. Now there are certain disadvantages. First one, corporate divisional relationships. Well, it's gonna be these relationships, so between the corporate guy and the divisional manager. Why is it so? because the corporate guy, the marketing vice president, is focused on the long-term planning. On the other hand, the divisional manager is feeling a pressure from below. He is taking care about some day-to-day problems. So day-to-day problems. And of course, we all know that the long-term planning and the day-to-day problem solving are the exact opposite. So this link or these links are going to be very problematic sometimes. Then you have coordination problem between divisions. Due to the fact that they are operating as some sort of a separate companies, they can have some coordination problems. Then you have interesting thing, it's a transfer pricing. So let's imagine that this division is creating refrigerators and our division A, which is this one, would like to use the refrigerators for some of their cars. Now, should it be sold or should it be just transferred? Should it be, I don't know, sold for the market price or with some special discount? So that's the interesting thing. How are the products going to be transferred in case that the divisions want to make the deals between themselves? Then of course you have a bureaucratic cost. Because of this corporate level, these vice presidents are going to have a very high salaries. Then you have some communication problems, but that one we have mentioned already. So what is important to mention? For the multidivisional structure, you can see it in a case of some very big companies where the company would like to manage divisions where there are very, very dissimilar products, and due to that, there are going to be created the separate support functions and some corporate level of vice presidents.